And now, give it up for the host of Black NewsBeat, Dr. Kimeka Campbell!
Excuse me while I scooch in here a moment. Hi, guys! I have to admit, I'm kind of sad. It's turkey season. I don't like turkey. I do like the day off. But why does turkey still taste like a bird? I don't like it. No, welcome to the Black News Beat. It is almost Turkey Day. I'm going to talk a lot tonight about how I hate turkey, but we have so many other things to celebrate. And I'm glad you're all here with me. Welcome to the show. So we got here early tonight to prepare for all of you, and I'm so excited. We have so many things to talk about. We have great guests. But before we get to all that, let's check in. How you doing? I mean, that's fine. How you doing? Actually, your energy makes me feel better. So obviously it's a Friday night show. So I misplanned today, and I did too many things. Usually on show day, I like to take the day off. I like to put my feet up. But I decided to have 92 meetings today, so now I'm tired. But they were great meetings. I had a meeting working with a couple new candidates. I'm doing some things in the community, so I'm so excited. But I probably should have ended those things at about 12. I didn't end until 5. Well, that's my fault. So we're back at our home. We're back at Open Stage. Let's take a poll. How many of y'all have ever heard of Open Stage? Me. Oh, good. That's more than usual because we get here on nights and folks are like, oh my God, this is such a production. We have never been here before. I mean, every week is the same thing. So we are happy that you guys get to experience Open Stage. Shout out to you guys for patronizing the work that happens here through coming to the Black News Beat. But we also hope you'll come to the shows that are happening this season, and we'll talk a little bit about those in our upcoming events section. So thank you very much. So let's check to see who's here. Basir, are you here? Yeah. Hi. Y'all supposed to clap. Is John here?
No, John went home.
John said, Josh is here. Josh is here. Shout out to John too, because John's been holding us down for a long, long time at the Black News Beat. But Josh is always a welcome addition to the show. So Yanni is here. Show manager Yanni. We have a new addition tonight. Trelawney's here. Helping Basir on the ones and twos, or just the engineering board. It's not ones and twos. That's usually late. Right. And so let's see. Oh, Bree's still here. Yeah, my buddy. Finn's here tonight. House manager Finn. She probably got you in, got you seated. Morgan's here. Bartender. Last but not least, we have Sage is here. I've always needed a hype person for the show. I think, Sage, you are hired. So Sage has been the longtime baby of Black News Beat since she was like literally half the age she is now. How old are you, Sage? How old are you? Oh, exactly. So it's literally since she was 3. She's been coming to the show. So shout out to Sage. She is literally growing up in the Black News Beat. You love to see it. I love that. Last but not least, we have somebody, but did I forget anybody before I say the last person? Did I say everybody? All right. Last but not least, we have someone here who is he's a carpenter. He built those steps with his bare hands right before you got here. Showrunner, producer, director, Gibbs here! Gibbs our guy. So I was laughing backstage because he's like, oh man, I gotta install some steps real quick. So I started laughing at Rachel. I was like, Rachel, that is a Gibb thing to say, that he's about to install some steps real quick on the stage. I don't know. So, but he did it. It's here. Watch your step. Please don't sue us. We don't have any money. Thank you. So welcome, everybody. We're here. Let's check in. How y'all doing? Did you miss us? Yes. We always miss you. And tonight's a very special night because we are celebrating someone in the house who is one of our guests as well. It's the DJ Lay birthday show! Yeah. So happy birthday to DJ Lay. DJ Lay is the one and only DJ of the Black News Beat, and also our DJ of YPOC, and we're going to talk tonight about a lot of the work she's been doing with YPOC, because she has made Juneteenth really special for us, because she's been our Juneteenth DJ as well, so we're going to talk about that. Always, baby, always. So it's been a pleasure having her. We also have other great guests. Carm's here. Of CR Bloom. If you haven't been to CR Bloom on 3rd Street, you need to get there as fast as you can. We're going to talk about her work tonight. And author Stephen Williams is here. Yeah. We have so much to discuss tonight. I do want to just give one more shout out to how terrible Turkey is. So I've been to so many. What do you say? Okay, yeah, no. I didn't say I didn't like meat. I just don't like turkey. Okay. So like every house, you know what it is with turkey is hit or miss. Like you go to some people's house and turkey's banging, and then you expect that level of juicy, delicious turkey everywhere you go. And that's not true. You go to some people's houses and the turkey is dry. You go to some people's houses and the turkey is not seasoned. You go to some people's houses and the turkey is not cooked all the way. Or they cook it too much. It's so overcooked, and they're like, "Oh, this is a roasted turkey." No, it's not. You burnt the turkey, and you're trying to pass it off as roasted. So all I would like is one day, as a national agenda, could be just figure out a way to cook turkey. So if I go to 6 houses on Thanksgiving, as I want to do, I have a similar experience. That's all I'm asking. But until then, I protest. Except for fried turkey. Have y'all had a fried turkey? Fried turkey. That's the national agenda. Fried turkeys for everybody. Yeah, they're really good. I remember the first time I had a fried turkey, I think I was with Wazir, as a matter of fact. And it was his friends at work, and they had a fryer outside, and they put this bad boy in there. They put onions and other things in it. They were frying Cornish hens, and that was the best turkey I'd ever had. And my mom makes great turkey. It's not that. It's not that. So my mama could cook. It's just turkey's just a weird word to cook, and I'm not a fan. Anyway, so we have a great show tonight, but before we get to our great guests, we got to sweep these streets. There's stuff happening in the United States of America and in Harrisburg. Let's see what's happening. Yes, honey. That's the fastest I've ever gotten through the first part of that show. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so let's talk about Kel Mitchell. Y'all know who Kel Mitchell is? Of Kenan and Kel? Honey, we got some news to talk about, baby. So we recently learned that actor and comedian Kel Mitchell was hospitalized for a medical emergency. Known for such Nickelodeon hits as All That, Good Burger, which is set to have a long-awaited sequel released this year, encountered a medical crisis while out shopping last Friday. Kel, who has since updated fans on the cause and symptoms that mimic those brought on by a stroke, informed everyone that sudden decline in mobility, along with dizziness, arm numbness, was in fact caused by a bulging disc from a previous injury he suffered. That's very sad. So the staff here at Black News Beat, we would like to extend our warmest well wishes to Kel and his family and wish him all the best for the upcoming holiday season. Yes. Good burgers for everyone. That's my movie. Okay, welcome to Good Burger. You know the rest. A storm is missing. It seems like Stephanie Clifford, a.k.a. Stormy Daniels, thinks that Harrisburg is beneath her. Gasp. Excuse the pun, I know. But she was set to make an appearance at the one and only Savannah's last weekend. Ooh. But she was a no-show. How dare she? How dare she? According to the booking manager at Savannah, Stormy was to make an appearance at the popular Harrisburg Gentlemen's Club. I mean, gentle ladies too. We be there. We be there. It was supposed to make an appearance, but just simply never arrived. Efforts were made to contact her hotel room, but staff of the hotel stated she never checked into her room. How dare she do Harrisburg that way? I mean, it's Stormy Daniels, but still, how dare she? Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and say what we're all thinking. Did y'all call Trump? I mean, what happened? Did she get lost on the way here? I mean, when you're at the center of a civil lawsuit, a biological social experiment that was our 45th president, kidding, I'm just kidding, kind of, sort of, not really. Let's hope all is well with her and everything that's going on with her. May she reappear and bring her behind to the Berg for a good time. I mean, it's the holiday season after all. Y'all are like, should we clap for that? I don't know. HBG, so listen, we always talk about what's happening in Harrisburg and what's going on and what's opening and closing as far as businesses. I don't know if y'all have seen, but one of my favorite spots has not opened again, which is Sawyer's downtown. Usually they have a big Halloween bash. They're open for the night before Thanksgiving, which is apparently the biggest party day of the year. Yes, so the party night of the year. So, whatever's happening, going on with them, we wish them well. But there are other night spots opening up. So what we like to do during the holiday season in Harrisburg and other places, besides harass our family members, eat everyone else's food, glom onto consumerism way too much, and too early and watch football, not me, that's Paul, writer. Shout out to Paul and Maria and Marquise. Yeah, those are our writers on the show. We especially love to party. I know I do. Now, it appears we have 2 new places, one still in the works, as of tonight's show, where holiday outing vibes after you ditch your nagging relatives can ensue. Harrisburg's nightlife newbies are on the bar and lounge tip. Fire Bar and Lounge, located in the space once occupied by Buffalo Wild Wings at the Colonial Park Mall. Did y'all know about that? I know, let's see what Fire Lounge is all about. Hopefully it's not like the Fire Festival. All right. And soon to be open, Quora, located at 150 Cameron Street. Quora, which has kept their project mostly under wraps, secret, very exclusive, is set to revive a section of Cameron Street not known for much other than a scattering of businesses such as Eddie's Men's Shop and a U-Haul storage facility. More information about these places at firebarandlounge.com and Quora_bar_lounge on Instagram. So let's keep an eye on them and see what they do, okay? It looks like they're moving, the scene kind of like, the nightlife scene might be kind of, not necessarily moving, but kind of like dispersing around the region, which I'm excited about. I like to have options, okay, yes. On foot for funding. Did y'all hear about this? They marched 66 miles to Harrisburg. Some people refuse to even drive 5 miles across the bridge. But a few brave from Lincoln University took it upon themselves to make their voices heard and to advocate for funding after traversing all the way to the Capitol when a bill to release funding failed to pass again, which will affect other universities as well. All of our universities across the state, actually, that depend on that funding. The bill itself actually passed after the State House approved the funding, but has not been approved by the Senate. Thank you. That boo was right on time, okay? On Monday, House Speaker Joanna McClinton said, "We cannot wait another day. We've got to get this funding to the institutions because this institution means so much. It is both our history, it is our present, and the Freedom 14 are reminding us how amazing the future will be. Let's get it done. So let's hope that the students achieve what they set out to advocate for and that the Senate finally passes the funding bill." What is taking y'all so long? Y'all supposed to have this done at the end of the summer. Hurry up. Hurry up. TikTok. Ooh. Did y'all hear the TikTok controversy? Ooh, this is bad. This is bad. Has announced it is the discontinuation of its $1 billion creator fund. Right. You see that? You see that? On December 16, 2023, users in the UK, the US, Germany, and France will no longer be able to monetize their content through the fund, according to TikTok spokesperson Maria Jo, while creators in Italy and Spain remain unaffected. Launched in 2020, the Creator Fund aimed to distribute $1 billion over 3 years to those generating viral content on the platform. However, concerns arose over low payouts, with some influencers receiving minimal sums despite garnering millions of views. And there was a whole TikTok movement on TikTok talking about this, how certain kinds of creators were not getting what other kinds of creators were getting for copying some of the same content that Black and brown creators were making, and they were copying the content and getting millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars and not even crediting those original TikTok creators. So it's been a whole thing. TikTok has not addressed whether the full billion has been distributed, leaving creators and users wondering, and being very curious about the fund's financial outcomes. Like, did y'all keep that promise? Because I don't know. Being a TikTok creator, not really, because I don't even understand TikTok. I think I'm over the age. I said this about Snapchat, but I love TikTok, but I'm over the age where I'm like supposed to figure out the algorithm. Algorithm is doing too much, okay, when it comes to TikTok. Because I can't figure it out. 1 minute it's like you get 3,000 likes, and the next minute for like 7 months you get 5 on combined on everything. So I don't know. Have y'all been to Atlanta lately? Well, I went there to meet Kerry Washington, as you might have heard. And I didn't get to go out, but I've been out in Atlanta before, and Atlanta's nightlife is changing. So they're still grappling with the aftermath of COVID-19, but they might undergo a transformation with a proposed plan to extend its last call hours at bars from 2:30 a.m. to 4 a.m. Ooh, who's taking a trip with me to Atlanta? All right. That means when you finally get ready to go out 12, you still have a couple more out, 3 more hours. So it's pending approval from city leaders. The Atlanta Hospitality Act, backed by City Councilwoman Keisha Son Ways, seeks to overturn a 2003 city ordinance recommended by the Atlanta's Technical Advisory Group, which responded to an uptick in violent crime in the Buckhead district. City Councilman Michael Bonds underscores the complexity of the proposed act, emphasizing the numerous considerations involved. As the city's leaders weigh the potential impacts on safety and economic revival, right? Because a lot of our downtowns across the nation are experiencing some downturns. So this is something that, Atlanta's trying to do that. The decision could significantly shape the trajectory of Atlanta's nightlife and its recovery post-pandemic. Maybe Harrisburg might want to try something like that. You know.
I'd like to see a restaurant stay open.
Honey, past 10. I'm not gonna name any names, but when I go to your restaurant at 9:45, why can't I get a chicken wing? That's all I wanna know. Ooh, we got a little tea on the horizon. Dreams have turned into reality for Jennifer Hudson as she confirms her happiness and a romantic relationship with rapper Common. The 42-year-old singer and actress, visibly joyful during her appearance on CBS This Morning on November 6th, put an end to a year of speculations surrounding her connection with Common. Both hailing from Chicago, the duo has maintained a long-standing friendship and professional collaboration over the years. Their bond deepened significantly during the filming of the upcoming action thriller, Breathe. Hudson's revelations add a romantic twist to their partnership, delighting fans who have followed their journey from friendship to something more profound, making headlines with their dream-like connection. Now the tea. One Facebook user wrote, somebody said that Common was the original Lori Harvey. So, it seems like Common has had a string of, relationships. So they said he was dating Erykah Badu for 3 years, Kerry Washington for 1. Did y'all know that? 2003, 2004. Taraji P. Henderson for 2 years. Serena Williams, I knew about that one, 3 years. Laura Dern, I had no idea. Just 2016. Angela Rye, 2017. I was here for that one. I hope they were going to stay together. Tiffany Haddish, 3 years. That one, she said it ended badly. And now he's dating Jennifer Hudson. They started dating in 2022. And folks are like, all right, given the string of relationships, he's got, is giving 2 and a possible. So let's see what happens. Hopefully, they can make it the long haul this time. But for those of y'all be giving, not y'all in here, not any of you who are giving shade to Lori Harvey, we're just saying, remember Common, he is still searching for his good thing, okay? Woo! Well, we made it through the first part. Now onto my favorite segment called There's Nothing to Do in Harrisburg. I always like to say this show is a partnership between YPOC, Young Professionals of Color, oh hey Sage, and Open Stage. Yes. If you're not already, we would love for you to become a member of YPOC and join the inner circle at Open Stage to support this work today. Who's a member of YPOC? Yeah! Oh, wow. Every show, I get 1 or 2 more. We're up to 6 today. This is fantabulous. How many of you are part of the inner circle? Oh, look, see, we can do both. There's a couple of us who are double dipping. You can too. You can too. Right? So, and we also host a whole bunch of events. Gibby, what's coming up here?
So much. You are on the set of Who's Holiday.
Yes.
The fourth year we have produced this show with the incredibly talented and beautiful Rachel Landon.
Woo! That's our boo.
That is not for kids. That's a
No.
show for adults.
Do not bring your children.
No. But do bring your friends who
Yes.
like to drink and like to have adult entertainment. Now,
Yes.
for the kids, we have our 24th annual production of A Christmas Carol with the same actor playing Scrooge for 24 years.
Wow.
Yes, Nick Hughes.
Shout out to Nick Hughes.
Yes, the only guy in Harrisburg who has a good English accent.
He's the only one. He's all we've got. He's all we've got. Yeah. And what? Anything else?
Yeah, we'll have Figgy Pudding,
Yep.
which is Anthony Wayne's progressive jazz
Yes.
group that they do traditional. It's an amazing jazz combo.
Yeah, I love that.
But they do traditional holiday songs, and then the second set they make it a little bit more prog rock holiday
Yes.
songs. So
And
that's
then,
super fun.
what about the teen show?
We've got Mean Girls
Yes.
coming up in the beginning of the year.
Mhm.
The teen version of Mean Girls.
Which is appropriate.
Absolutely. And then after the holidays, you gotta look for Sweeney Todd.
That's right. Sweeney Todd's coming up as well. So, did you hear all that good stuff coming up at Open Stage? Will you check out one thing for me? Why don't y'all come with me to my favorite production here is Who's Holiday with the one and only Rachel Landon, who plays Cindy Lou Who. I'm not going to tell you the spoilers, but you need to come. And I would like to invite you to come with me, and I'm probably going to drag Yanni, so y'all need to come with us and hang out and watch that.
Get your tickets early.
Get your tickets
It'll
early.
sell out.
It always sells out, so get your tickets early. All right. What's coming up for YPOC, you might ask? Well, first I want to tell you, last night we had Friendsgiving, and it was so amazing. We had so much fun. We had about 25, 30 people come out. Listen, shout out to Elliot, because the cast iron mac was serious. I said it all night. It was serious. That cast iron mac was serious. Thank you, Elliot, for giving us. And the meatballs. The meatballs were serious. All the food was amazing. We had a beautiful spread. Thank you to everyone that brought a dish. I ate a little bit of everything. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. That cast iron mac and cheese. Serious. Serious.
Did you eat any turkey?
No. Said what I said about that turkey. Okay, give. Next, we also have a lot of great things coming up. We have our Juneteenth kickoff. Look off for that. It's going to be at WITF. Our holiday Liddy is on December the 16th. That's coming up. That's our holiday party. Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus. All right, so come celebrate that with us. We also have the Renaissance of Film by Beyonce. We are going to be at Midtown Theater on November 30th. Get your tickets. Please don't yell at us. Bae said the tickets had to be $22.50, not me. Okay, Bae was like, you better charge them $22.50 and I get 60%, period. That's what she said. But we want you to come hang out with us. We'll have a happy hour. We're getting glam. So come hang out with us. Tickets are online. Please check that out. And then next, we also have Color Purple on December 9th. So that's coming up as well. We'll be back at the one and only Midtown Theater, also a wonderful partner for us is YPOC. It's Midtown Cinema, I'm sorry. It's Midtown Cinema. We did Barbie there in, what was that, October? Yeah. I think it was October. And it was so fun, you guys. It was September, October. We had such a great time. So come hang out with us. We'll have a photo booth. We're memorializing both of those occasions. If you have not ever heard of the Color Purple, so it's a difficult subject matter, but Color Purple does a really good job with it. I don't recommend, unless you have a full day to spare, watching the old version. It is 3.5 hours long. However, I know every word of the old version, so yeah. Okay. And then what else? Anything else we have coming up that I forgot? Any events? Oh, we have a turkey drive tomorrow. Handles and Sampson Handles Foundation partnered with YPOC, the Tent Brothers, and a couple other organizations. We are hosting a turkey drive throughout the region, 5 locations, over 400 turkeys. The list is done. People all register for these turkeys. If there are any that are left over after 2 p.m., feel free to come down and get a turkey. All the locations are listed online. And then Hands On and Sampson Entertainment is having a Kid Capri party next Friday night. So please come out to that. It's going to be at Club XL, and it's going to be Grown and Sexy, all black affair. So get dressed up and come out and hang out, okay? So we got a lot of good things coming up. Well, we made it through the first segment. Look at me, only 25 minutes. How did I do that? And we are so excited for these guests, okay? So we'll be right back with our first guest. Yeah. back with our first guest, Mr. Stephen Williams. So, Stephen, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely, it's my pleasure. So we are gonna, first I want you to introduce yourself to everyone, tell them about you, and then we're gonna talk about all the great things that you do.
Cool. My name is Stephen Williams. I am a local author here in Harrisburg. I live in the Midtown area.
Very nice. So how many of you have heard of Stephen? To me, he's local famous, so how many of you heard of Stephen Williams? Yes, exactly. He also brought a cheering section, which I encourage. So everywhere I go, if books are sold there, your books are right up front. What draws people into the stories that you've written?
So I think I have really good cover art.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
Thank you. No, but seriously, I think that the stories are fantasy, but each story has at least like, it's grounded in some reality. I try to utilize real world issues, but I tell them through the lens of fantasy, and I think that's what people connect with. Yeah. You know, I do want to entertain. I don't want to be preachy, right. But I do want people to take something tangible out of the stories. Yeah. And I think that's what people are drawn to in my stories.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we see that, you know, there are so many different types of books, and I think people are usually drawn to like romance novels and like, you know, the guy who gets the girl kind of thing, right? Or historical fiction, that's a big one too these days. But your books are fantasy, which is one of my favorite genres. So what sparked your interest in this genre? Yeah,
sure. So I'll start from the very beginning, and I'll try and be quick about it, because I know my wife is always like, Steve, wrap it up. But so many years ago, I would write, like, you know, for those who know, anime with my friend Tom when we were kids.
You used to write anime?
Yeah, anime stories, and then we would try and draw them and turn into comic books and stuff. It was a whole thing that we did when we were kids. And that sparked my interest in just telling stories to begin with. And then my first job out of college, I was actually the manager of a parking garage in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I remember thinking to myself, this isn't necessarily what I want to do. It's not what I went to school for, but
no, you didn't want to be a manager of a parking garage?
Yeah, there were moments where it was interesting, you know, but also scary. Like, you know, right. Late at night, you're holding thousands of dollars and you have to take them to the drop-off point. So there were moments that were pretty scary and daunting. But
I want a novel about the parking
garage. I remember thinking to myself, though, like, this isn't what I want to do long term, and I've always wanted to write a novel, and so I didn't want to rest on my laurels or do anything like that, and so I started bringing my laptop with me, and I would write stories while there. And I remember my first few books were not very good. They were just versions of myself and my friends with different names, and they were like, they were horror novels and science fiction novels. And many years later, I finally wrote a fantasy novel. I was genre shifting from time to time, and I finally wrote a fantasy novel. And I will say, every time I wrote a book, I would try and get an agent or a publisher. So I didn't.
That's very impressive.
Yeah, every time, like I would write a story, and you know, I would think I'm the greatest thing there's ever been. So I would always send it out to publishers and agents, and they would always tell me, no, you suck.
Oh, no.
And I remember one time in particular, this guy wrote me like this scathing response. Like I remember asking, you know, why the no? And he wrote me this scathing response. And I mean, it was hard to read. I'm not gonna lie.
What did he say?
I don't remember all of it. I just remember him saying there was a point in the story, and I remember him saying that him and the people in his office had a collective laugh around this one part in the story, and I was thinking,
oh, no.
Yeah, so I was like, damn, okay, but
like,
you know,
that wasn't even the funny part.
Yeah, it wasn't meant to be funny, but I remember, you know, even within that scathing response that he'd given me, there was like nuggets of wisdom that I tried to take out of that, but that also encouraged me to continue to shift genres until I found like what worked for me.
Yes.
And that's when I landed on fantasy, and part of that also too was the fact that so in 2016, my wife and I and some friends of ours went to Iceland, and that was really cool. That was a really unique experience, and we had not been to a country quite like Iceland. You know, we had been out of the country before, but usually we would visit places that were more metropolitan, and Reykjavik and then the surrounding area was very remote, and I would almost say primordial, you know, and so.
He's said 8 big words. You said Reykjavik,
Reykjavik is the capital of Iceland, yes.
and then you said it was primordial.
Yeah, it was very primordial. It was prehistoric. It felt, very old world. And when I say old world, I mean pre-human history.
Wow.
And so,
Wow.
so we were out there, and we were in Iceland. We went to Vik, which is 2 hours outside of Reykjavik, so it's even more remote.
Wow.
And that's where Danielle's my wife. We got engaged there.
Oh.
Yeah. And so when we were looking for a place to get married, when we were engaged, we were looking for a place to get married, and nothing in Harrisburg was kind of hitting the way we wanted it to for our budget also. So our budget was smaller,
Yes.
but our taste was big. So we
Right,
had champagne dreams,
Yeah.
And so Danielle actually proposed that we go back to Iceland, which was actually quite affordable, and have like a small wedding. So, I know destination weddings get poo-pooed a little bit, but we had a destination wedding in Iceland. And I say all that because the mythology of Iceland is Norse. And so when I was thinking about what I wanted to write, like a fantasy story, and my connection to Iceland because of the wedding and just because it was a cool place to visit,
Yeah.
that was the lens through which I wanted to tell my story. So, and also I knew people kind of already sort of like had an understanding of Norse mythology because, shout out to Loki and the Marvel shows.
Right.
So I was thinking from like multiple lenses, and I'm like, I know people know Norse mythology. Iceland was really cool. The mythology itself is really fantastical and like cool. So anyway, long story short, I'll wrap it up because this is what Danielle starts with.
I thought it was very interesting.
that is, why I started there. And the first book, was a fantasy novel set in Norse mythology.
Wow. So you brought this up. So we're going to talk about Loki. Who has not seen the rest of the season? Wow, Gib. Okay. All right. So without spoilers, give me your. Okay. Because I don't know if you heard Basir lightly clap in the corner. He was like, when you said Loki, because we just got done watching that. Have you seen it?
Yes, I have.
Tell us. What did you think?
I thought it was really a beautiful ending.
Same. We very much enjoyed it, and that's all we'll say. That's all we'll say. It was a very beautiful ending. Yes. Okay. I am interested more in talking about, so if you guys are writers in the audience and when you guys see this online, talk to me about genre shifting and what that meant to you as a developing writer.
Cool. Yeah, so I was still sort of getting a feel for what I thought my area, I don't want to say expertise because, I still feel like I might shift genres in the future. In fact, I want to come back to science fiction, but just in terms of the story I wanted to tell and how I could tell it, I felt that, fantasy was the move. But before that, I don't know why I was here, but maybe it was because I was working in a parking garage and maybe because it was really scary at night, but horror is what I started with.
I was going to say, you got to tell us, you got to write a novel, The Perils of the Parking
Yeah.
Garage.
I think that's sort of where where my head was at, but when I shifted from horror, I'd written 2 novels and set in the same horrific universe where the world was ending, and I don't know if that tells you where my mindset was at, but it was pretty scary stuff. But I wanted to shift to science fiction, and I had started working for the legislature, and I was thinking this is not groundbreaking stuff, but I was thinking what would be cool is if each planet represented like a different governing style,
Ooh.
like in the solar system. Again, not groundbreaking. Everyone's seen Star Wars and Star Trek and all
Right.
that stuff, but that was the shift that I made, and that was part of the reason for the shift. And I think that if I was to give any advice or provide any feedback or say I would encourage folks to dance around different genre styles because I feel like you have different experiences in each genre style. Yeah, that's what I would say.
That's awesome. And what is next on the horizon for your characters, for your writing? Are you working on something new? What can readers expect next from you?
Yeah, so I am still sticking to the fantasy world. It's a continuity of the series that I started back in 2020. So the first book was called Skadi, Skadi. The second one was called Thyra, Thyra. And I don't want to do any spoilers here, but there is a sequel to the first book that I will be releasing in the spring of next year.
Oh.
So just a little bit of insight there. So I said that in the beginning I would always try and get a publisher or an agent, and they would always say no. Well, during the height of COVID, you know, when everything was super not great, Sunbury Press was one of the publishers that I had reached out to about Scott E., the first book in my series, and midway through 2020, they reached out and said, hey, we want to see the whole manuscript, and that was a first for me. You know.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a very big deal.
And so that was really exciting, and you know, I still think back on that moment because it had been a long time coming and got a lot of no's before I got that one yes.
Absolutely.
But so anyway, I'm still working with them to put my books out, and they greenlit the next book in that series. So this will be book number 3 for next year. So.
Wow. So when you get famous, don't forget about us.
Yeah.
All right. And if folks want to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Sure. So I do have a website, StephenGreerWilliams.com, Stephen with a V, and then Greer, G-R-I-E-R. I'm also on Instagram, same thing, Stephen Greer Williams. Sunbury Press, Sunbury Press's website, all my books are accessible there. It's on Amazon, it's at Midtown Scholar, it's at Heart and Soul Books, Barnes & Noble. Well, yeah, Heart and Soul Books is in Lincolnstown, but the books are also available at all, you know, online.
Literally everywhere books are sold.
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, literally everywhere. This has been an honor and a pleasure. I cannot wait for you to get back to sci-fi. That's my other favorite genre. Fantasy. I like fantasy sci-fi. So I forget what they call it. It's like
something like that.
for it. But I am so glad that you got to come on the show today.
Thank you.
Any parting words? You want to tell anybody? Say anything you want to say?
Yeah, I would say that no matter what your full-time job is, to have a creative outlet, it doesn't have to be writing, it doesn't have to be music, it doesn't have to be really like any particular creative outlet. Just have a creative outlet. You know, your full-time job will at some point let you down, but no one can take from you whatever thing you've created for yourself.
Wow. Mr. Stephen Williams, everyone, author extraordinaire. Yeah. Thank you again for that wonderful interview. And we'll be right back with our next guest. Well, we're back. And we are back with our next guest, Miss Carm Ramel.
Hi.
Hi, Carm.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am just so glad you're here.
Thank you.
So take a moment, introduce yourself to our wonderful audience, and let them know who you are.
Hi, audience. My name is Carm Rameau, and I am the owner and skin keeler of CR Blooms in downtown Harrisburg. The address is 7 North 3rd Street. I've been open for about 5 months. I am an esthetician, a holistic esthetician, and I focus on skincare and helping people with conditions with their skin.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said skin healer.
Skin healer.
Tell me about that, how you came up with that moniker.
So I feel like we all are healers in a certain degree, and my focus in life is the skin. The skin is the biggest organ in our bodies, and it truly reflects the health of our being. So I decided to be a holistic esthetician because I feel like beautiful skin will focus on, will actually show how you take care of yourself. So whether you are eating well, exercising, the skin is going to show. And I focus on every aspect of the well-being so you can have beautiful skin.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me, so you told us where your shop is and everything. What special services can we get at CR Blooms?
So the main objective is facials, holistic facials. I specialize in giving a holistic approach to the facials. I specialize in organic skincare, but I also have other services such as yoga. I'm so sorry, yoga. What else do we have? Sound healing. We have also meditation as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. And just in case you guys don't know, at CR Blooms, what was that? September, maybe? August, September?
Oh yeah, you had
We
YPOC
had our
happy hour.
YPOC happy hour there because we've been showcasing Black businesses with our happy hours, and it was a vibe.
It was nice. It
We
was
had
really,
so
really nice.
much fun. We got to do that again.
Yeah.
And you could tell, and there were people coming in off the street, and there's a contingency of little worker white ladies who came in, and they were like, "We are her clients." They were so
Yeah, it was nice.
excited to show off that they had come to her, and
Yeah.
everybody's skin looked amazing. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
we can take those recommendations. So let's get more into you. How does your Haitian American upbringing influence your health and wellness techniques or practices?
So since I was a young girl, whenever we had an ailment or any issue, my grandmother would say, go in the backyard, and go pick some leaves and take care of it. And I kind of have that approach to my skincare, more so of the holistic and just natural approach to everything. So a lot of times when we go to a spa, there's a lot of mechanical, things around, and really I like to focus on my hands, the product, and your skin. Of course, if you have other conditions that need other, services, then I will bring it along. But yeah, I truly feel like God has blessed us with plants and crystals and other things to really help heal us. So
Sound therapy. Tell me about sound therapy. How does that work with skin?
So sound therapy, I feel, relaxes the body. So typically when you are stressed and you have, tension in the body, that's when you have wrinkles, that's when you break out, that's when other systems in the body do not function properly. So once you get your body in balance and you start to really heal and balance your aura space and just everything about yourself, that's when you start to relax and you can heal the body. And one thing about CR Blooms I really want people to know is it's just a space for you to create and promote self-healing. Yeah. So when you come in, it's really your responsibility, your accountability that you're coming in. And when you leave, I give you a regimen to do. So when you come back, I see that you're really doing it. I consider myself a healer, but at the same time, I can do so much. So I just want to create a space so when it comes to, like you said, a vibe at the happy hour, music, things that touch the body, just touching you, smells, all of that, sunlight, natural light, you know,
It is
a lot
really
of.
gorgeous natural light
Thank
shop.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you go to a spa, typically you're in a dark room, you know, it's secluded, and I worked in these areas and in these environments, and I just said, you know what, I want to do something totally different. I want people walking by. I want the natural light to come in. I want plants all around. I want you to feel like you're in a jungle getting a facial.
Ooh.
Like, seriously, you know, if I could just have just natural products and just sunlight and the birds and the bugs around and berries, because that's kind of how God wanted us to be. I feel like typically, you know, that's how we heal, you know, and that's the type of vibe I want people to have when they come and they get any type of service. So typically people come in and they say, oh my God, you know, you have the windows open and people are walking by, and then after 2 or 3 minutes they're like, oh no, I love this. I feel like I'm outside. So it's getting popular, and I'm appreciative, and people are seeing the diversity and really feeling the vibe. So.
And you are one of a new crop of Black businesses on 3rd Street.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
how is that? Yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. Black women owned.
Black women owned businesses
yeah,
too.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
how are you feeling about that? How's been the vibe since you've been open?
So when I opened in June, I opened up with no clientele. And people were looking at me like, girl, are you crazy? Like, what are you doing? And I said, you know what? God said he would provide. You just have to be obedient. And my client today was actually my first client in June. And his mom literally walked by when I was getting everything set up, and she was like, oh, you doing facials? I'm gonna bring my son in the next day. And that was confirmation for me, like, start it and keep going.
Yeah.
And Harrisburg has been truly so supportive.
I love it.
Honestly, you know, me being from Miami, and you know, people, I've done this service there for years. I have not gotten the support that I have here, and I just feel like this city is so ready. It's the capital. It is booming. It is such a beautiful energy here, and yeah, like y'all are ready. Like y'all want to do things for fun. And honestly, after all the things we've been through in the past 2 or 3 years, we just want to enjoy ourselves. We want to have a good time. We want to just love on one another. You know, there's so many businesses that are thriving, but I truly believe that the businesses that are really thriving are the ones that make you feel good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's actually, yes. So, you guys may not know this about me, but I am an avid listener to NPR, and I've been on WITF many times, all that.
Love it.
And today on the show, they were on one of the shows, they were talking about how the economy was doing.
Yeah.
And one of the things they said was the service industry, where people are having good experiences, thriving. But the experiences where people were buying things is not doing the best. So like Amazon reported a loss. They were issuing warnings. Interesting, right? Because that goes to show you that I think one of the lessons people learned coming out of the pandemic is that it is time to enjoy your life, because you truly don't know how much time you have.
Right.
And so I vibe with, just being around Carm. Her energy is always amazing.
Thank you.
I can attest to the vibe that she's bringing to Harrisburg and to the region. So I'm very thankful.
Thank you.
Of course. So so we talked a little bit about when your interest in skincare and wellness developed. Take us back to your very first experience where you knew this was the thing that you were going to be doing. Tell us about that. I want to hear your origin story.
Yeah, I have a 6-year-old son, and when he was 1 year old, something came to me. It was like, go to school for, to become an esthetician. And the same thing that I'm doing now, I did in school. So, of course, you have your time when you're doing the books and learning, and then you have your clinical side. And I will never forget, I had a room, and it was called the Sandalwood Room, and I had my plants, the same thing I'm doing here, the incense and everything, and I knew, and at that moment, that's what I was supposed to do. I was like #1 in clinicals, like my clients were bringing their friends, and that's how I knew, like, okay, this was it. And of course, during your journey, you know, you have these valleys and these peaks. And at one point, I was like, I'm done with being an esthetician. I'm going to try something else. But you have that passion, and you have this drive that says, nope, it's not done. You try again, and you just wait till the right timing and momentum. And it's looking, you know, I could have opened a space a couple years ago, and I waited, and here I am in downtown, and yeah, it's going well. So
It's going very well.
it's going well.
Very inspirational.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, my favorite question as the host of the Black NewsBeat, is there anything you deal with in your business that is specific to Black and brown skincare or wellness?
Well, I'm a Black woman.
That's right.
So I think that speaks for itself. You know, when I opened up my space, I wanted my clients, you know, first off, Black women business have been here forever. Mm-hmm. You know, you get your hair done by a Black woman. Right. You know, like there's Black restaurants. So for people to be like, oh, there's a renaissance for Black businesses, no, we've been here forever. But I do believe that there is, there's different avenues that we're trying to get into and establish ourselves. So I totally recognize that aspect. But no, when you walk in, I don't want you to think of it as a Black business. I want you to think of it as a business, period, you know. And then when I come out and you're like, oh, wow, a Black woman owns it. And then you get shocked, you know. and that's it. That's the energy that I want to portray. But no, there's nothing, there's no, like, you know, I respect, like, you know, the Beyoncés and the Rihannas that are, you know, opening doors in different industries, but we've been here.
Love that.
We've been here.
So, with all your grand success, if people want to, you know, now I know everybody in the audience wants a facial, obviously.
Please.
So how can folks get in touch with you and avail themselves of your services?
Yes, so like I said, I'm on 7 North 3rd Street, right across from the Whitaker Center, next to Strawberry Square. My handle for all social media is CR Blooms 717. And also, I am opening another business in a couple of weeks. So I'm opening a CBD shop right next to CR Blooms. It's called Nesta Hemp Shop. Hopefully it'll be open at the end of the month, and if it's not, it will be open the beginning of December. So wellness, 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 wellness is all I am promoting. And the handle for that is Nesta Hemp Shop 717. And you can see all my information. The website is crblooms.love. And yeah, I'm here.
You heard it first on the Black NewsBeat.
Thank you.
Well, it has been quite the pleasure to have you here. We wish you all
Thank
the success.
you.
And you're going to see us soon, right?
Yeah.
So,
We're connected for life.
Right, forever. Please give it up for Camille Ramon.
Thank you. Thank you.
And we will be right back with our next and final guest. Be right back. stage, and who are we interviewing tonight? You want to tell us? Tell the audience who we're interviewing. Are you shy now?
Yeah, now.
We are interviewing.
Yes.
We are interviewing one of my favorite people in Harrisburg. DJ Lay Rowe is here with us tonight. And DJ Lay Rowe is one of my favorite people for various reasons. But I'm going to let her introduce herself first, and then we'll chat. So tell us about you.
Thank you, babe. Bye, Sage. So, yeah, I'm Lay, and
She said
this
she's
is my
nervous, and I don't know why.
like a little bit, but not like, we talk all the time.
Exactly.
But I'm usually spinning music, whether I'm here off to the side and, interject here and there, or I'm with, YPOC.
Yep.
Love the YPOC. And where did Yanni go?
She might went to work. Yeah.
Okay. But, and just, just hanging around.
She's so modest. Okay, she's so modest. So how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm always on the grind.
Absolutely. That's how it goes. So, this...
Birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Early birthday, yeah.
Wait,
I'm next week. Yeah, I'm
What
next
day-
week.
Apple-
11/22.
11/22.
Yep.
And when we had the show, your birthday show. a couple
Anybody
years
else I
ago,
heard?
Who else is in? Yeah,
Oh, happy
that's-
birthday, Dad!
Yep.
Basir, Papa
That's-
Basir. All
that's,
right.
yeah, Papa Cecil's birthday.
Nice.
And when we had your first birthday show here, it was like on your birthday.
Yeah, I think so.
And we had-
It was
we had a
fun.
big
We had
blowout.
a great time. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit more about you being our CJ, as
Sure.
Nikki likes to say, Nikki also.
Yeah.
Nicole Bass. Tell us, how did you get into being a DJ? Tell us about that.
Well, love for music. I started and my family over here, they know, I started singing, writing, from the little thing, her age. But I gravitated towards DJing. I probably started taking it serious like around 2011. Went to DJ Academy in New York City, Scratch Academy, that was founded by the late, great Jam Master Jay. Wow. Yeah. I was on the road. This was before mama days. I ain't had no kids. Could move and shake how I wanted to. So I was in New York literally probably summer of 2011 all the way through like 2013, like just soaking in so much. And then I signed up for the courses at Scratch Academy. And of course, I had some very, very dope mentors, legendary mentors from Harrisburg, Philly, New York City, who, I was their understudy for a while. And then I booked my first gig on my own in 2012, a baby shower. Shouts to Jocelyn Rawls. Yes, city council. Yes. So she's on the Harrisburg City Council. So I did that. Yeah, she was my first client. And it's been taken off from there. So I've been, through the years. Yeah, she's my first. Yeah, because she paid me. Because before, I was doing a lot of free stuff. You got to pay your dues. But I was like, oh, wow, I'm getting paid for this now.
Wow.
And my girl Jocelyn's like, so, from there, and that was 2012, her first baby. So every time I see her daughter, I'm like, that's my DJ baby right there.
That's amazing. So this year, we are celebrating the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
Yes, we are. Yeah, 50 other.
So,
yes.
As you look back over your lifetime, in your DJ lifetime, because now you've been doing this for over a decade, who stands out as your biggest influences and sources of inspiration?
And it can be, I guess I'll start in the
Anybody
DJ
you want.
lane.
It could be anybody.
I mean, okay, so Spinderella is like my icon.
Yeah.
So I always wanted to be Spinderella ever since a little girl anyway. Loved Salt and Pepper, grew up on Salt and Pepper. And then, of course, Spin as a DJ. She was so beautiful and just modest and just like always holding it down. And then out of nowhere, she had this big burst of energy and just holding her girls down on stage, the rappers, the legendary duo, Salt and Pepper. So she's like my biggest influence for wanting to be a DJ, AKA She-J. But I mean, there's so many others as far as singers-songwriters, because starting off singing and writing in the early 2000s, I went to Millersville University. Shouts to MU. I'm class of 2004. And I did a lot like on campus with gospel choir, and also I was in musicals, different plays and things. So I mean, I really tapped into my musical interest in college. And beforehand too, Harrisburg's my hometown, Philly's my second home. But before that in high school, I used to do, different things around my hometown. Shouts to Kiwana and Tori. Kiwana, who is one of Miss Diane Wilson, the legendary Diane Wilson's daughter. Yes. We were in a singing group during my high school years here. Yes, absolutely. So, I mean, just, kind of going off the top of my head and kind of rambling on, my musical influence is just strong, starting off as a singer-songwriter. So DJing came later. And when it came, it was just like, well, how do I kind of marry this? Because it wasn't really, I guess, all that popular for like a singer to then be a DJ and like, oh, I'm a hip hop, but I just love so much of R&B, soul, hip hop. I love jazz. I love house music. I love, Caribbean. I mean, I love all those types of genres of music. And when I'm able to, kind of just fuse it together on my own, the melodies in my head, the favorite songs I have, I just love to put them together. And I did that in the studio as a singer-songwriter, and then I, translated it and married it to DJing. And then later on, finding out like Erykah Badu was a DJ and Solange Knowles was a DJ. And I was like, okay, I got this. Like, I can do this then. Those are women who were singers, are singers, still writers, creators, pioneers in what they do. And they also DJ.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yeah,
so you're actually coming right into my next question. As a female DJ in this male-dominated game,
yeah, it is
have you ever felt underestimated or discriminated against?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, put it out there. A lot of my mentors are male. So shouts to my cousin Alf, DJ Alf Dog, who is a legend around here. Shouts to DJ Herc, who is a legend. Shout out to DJ Smitty. Legends. And shout out to T-Boy Goat, God rest your soul. These are men from here, and BE, sorry, forget about you, BE. These are the men here in Harrisburg who really believed in me and mentored me and gave me a lot of good advice, supported me in some way. And I'm talking about like scratch masters, like you think you say, have you been discriminated against? Well, I don't know. Looking at them, I might have thought like, oh, they probably think I'm just some, girl who wants to DJ real quick. No, but they really have been in my corner and been very supportive, and they are legends. I will say that. But, there are some others who, I felt, I had to prove myself. And at the same time, let me go back to proving myself. I feel like I did have to prove myself because it is an art form. It's a lost art form. I think, now that it's easier to just go and buy equipment, you can get a computer, you can get the, controller, you get the software, and you can play music. I mean, you get speakers, you can play the music. You don't really have to know how to beat match. You don't really have to know, anymore. It's not like upheld like it once was. I mean, the mentors I have were crate carriers, and shouts to, of course, my mentors and my instructors at Scratch Academy, Esquire. He's a winner in the DMC tournament. So, there's things like I had to study, research, and learn before I put myself out there too as a DJ. So I don't want to, say, oh yeah, I was discriminated against because I had to pay my dues. But, as the time went by, I'm like, I got 5, 6, 7 years and now 11 years in the game. And I do still kind of get looked at sideways. And to those folks, I say, screw you. I don't care. I'm still gonna do me. I mean, and I still have business flowing my way. And, and one of my main, but no, my bracelet fell off. That bracelet falls off all the time. But thank you. But one of my supporters right here, Dr. Kimeka Campbell. I mean, one of many I'm blessed to have in my corner. And not just because I said earlier, I'm like, thank you for employing me, because thank you, because that little one right there costs a lot of money. But I really am grateful. I'm so grateful. The business I get, the support I get, and the love I get overshadows the naysayers. Trust and believe.
as the urban retro songstress. What does that title mean to you?
Oh, you've been doing a little research.
Shout out to
So, starting out, that was kind of like my push, my promo, urban retro songstress, Layro. I have 2 projects that are still floating around there on the net. Layro presents Euphoria. That's my first mixtape. Oh, yeah. See, my cousin Trey, she been there day one. Mom, mama, daughter. Yeah, they've been there. There's some day ones right there. So they know me before all of this, even the mixtapes and stuff and singing and the song, the girl groups and all of that. So, but yeah, and I have another album, Urban Retro Vibe. I'm sorry, Urban Retro Life. Volume 1. Yeah. So those were 2 of my mixtapes I put together. Those were heavy in my indie artist career.
That's amazing.
Yep.
Wow. So you've been in the game 11 years now. You've garnered so much experience. We didn't even get to touch on Juneteenth yet, so I want to talk about that real fast.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yep, she got her Juneteenth shirt on.
I got my shirt on. Juneteenth. HBG YPOC.
That's right. If you guys don't know, now that Lay's been with us for all of our big Juneteenth and all of our small ones, actually.
Yeah.
And Lay has been a staple in Juneteenth. She is our Juneteenth DJ for the entire week, but especially for the concerts.
Yes. Oh, so much fun.
What's your experience with the concerts?
Oh, just too much fun. When I tell you, like, you guys gave me the platform, like, you really, really helped me build my resume even more, especially with working with major artists. I mean, even though I didn't get a chance to DJ like for Bow Wow and Carrie Hilson, but I did the opening acts who were awesome, kept the party going. So that was like the first one at Excel. But then before that, I was introduced everything was new. What, 2021, right?
Everything was new.
Everything. I mean, that was post-COVID because you guys were supposed to do COVID. Everybody knows the story of 2020, right? Yeah. What happened in 2020, y'all? March 2020, what happened?
Everything happened.
Shut down, COVID, whatever you want. Yeah. So that was, next. So then we move into 2021. We're all getting, back on our feet. And I'm like, of course I want to DJ that. And Juneteenth is, just a very historical, time for us as Americans. It needs to be honored more and more. And of course, it's become, the federal holiday. Yeah.
That was the first year that it was made a state holiday.
Yep, state holiday. Yep. So you guys asked me. Of course, I'm definitely on board. So that was at Reservoir Park.
Yep.
But then it was like 2022 came. And you guys were doing it way big. I was like, what, a whole week? What do y'all want to do with me for a whole week? And I got this little, before, oh my goodness, I'm like, she wasn't even in school yet, so we still struggling in preschool, very bad tantrums and a lot of, I'm like, oh, how am I going to pull off a whole week? Mom, you're going to babysit for me? So now my mom sees, kind of like why I need the sitter because the whole week of Juneteenth. Yeah. But yeah, so that was the first, and that was Bow Wow and Carrie Hilson. I mean, amazing to be in a Club Excel and, then Handles and Sampson, I know they had their right to say, oh, well, who's this? They didn't know. They've been, doing a lot, with other big name DJs, and to be able to prove myself for him. And then 2023 came. He had no question. Chris, thank you so much. Chris was like, late. She's on the clock for sure for 2023. I DJ'd for oh my gosh, Janae, Renee. I DJ'd her set.
Yeah, her set.
Janae is one of my favorite
Legendary
R&B duos of all time. And Renee was the best, wasn't she? Oh my gosh. She hung out with us afterwards.
The whole night.
I mean, of course y'all already know I was excited to DJ. We had a great time and everything. Actually, my picture, that's the picture, the promo picture in the booth Juneteenth that you used. Yeah, I knew you was going. I was like, yes, please use this one because I'm tired. The other one is kind of old. I mean, I love that one too, but that was
the one.
Yeah, that was the one because that was, my happy face right there explains the whole night. I'm telling you.
It took me back when
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And then it was the 50th anniversary of hip hop. Oh. So I said, well, what am I going to wear? I got to, be 90 style.
Gotta represent. Yeah.
They had Miss Chalet.
Miss Chalet was
Miss Chalet.
She,
Oh my God, her personality is fire. And she like that. So I'm like, well, I gotta wear the Chronic hat. What? That's Queen of Death Row right there.
Amazing.
Y'all hear me? Queen of Death Row. She sang with Dr. Dre back in the day.
Sure did.
He was Suge Knight's boo and Dr. Dre's boo, actually. But shouts to her, like Big Pimpin', because girls is players too. Exactly. Something in my heart. Something. And she sang that. She shut it down.
She did. She really
So
did.
Miss Chalet, oh my God, such a
Y'all
sweetheart.
didn't even know, but back she was trying to get out in the crowd to get out in the audience. We wouldn't let her out. We're like, we don't know what's happening. We're letting you outside.
Right. Oh my gosh. So for real.
Listen, so
For real, I DJ'd. So I DJ'd for Renee of Jeanne. I DJ'd So For Real set and Jeff Red.
Yep.
So Jeff Red is a legend, Strictly Business. You called and told me that. Hey, we about to do this, the bop, the 90s bop. Exactly. The Holly Berry cut. Me and Renee I said, Renee, you got the Holly Berry cut. You got to go up there and do, what, she was like, I know, I got you. I was like, but yeah, so I DJ'd their sets. So that was the first time I DJ'd celebrity sets.
Wow.
I DJ'd parties, one of my first big parties. And shouts to Leland Nelson, my VMA, love my Nelson. Yes, they helped me become one of the DJs for Slick Rick concert.
Wow.
So I was the new school side, and DJ Godfather, another legend in the game, love DJ Godfather, yes. He was the old school side. So we held that down. And of course, Slick Rick came with his own, but we held that down for him, the parties. And then when Slick Rick came, I'm like, shoot, I'm glad I don't got a DJ for this. I'm ready to turn up. This is Slick Rick. What? I don't even want to. I'm ready to turn up. Like I have and I was still new too. So that would have been way, way overwhelming for me if I. But so that was like my first big celebrity as far as being a part of the event, like a party, part of the show. But yeah, I mean, I'm grateful. Like I can't tell you, thank you so much, Kay, from the bottom of my heart. I mean, you have really been consistent as far as in my hometown, consistently behind me. And I'm so open stage. Thank y'all so much. I love y'all. Y'all have become like my fam. Seriously. On the, with all of this going on, I mean, you give a platform, an amazing platform for a lot of us who are indie doing whatever, authors, estheticians, singers, rappers, speakers, politicians. Oh my gosh, it's amazing what you do. Like you literally put your heart and soul into the election times and educate, seriously, you educate the community and that's amazing. And you will always have my support for that, whether I'm DJing or not. I really, really admire that, and I wholeheartedly support it. And it is I want censor. Got kids in the crowd, but yeah.
For our last question, what advice would you give others, especially young women who are thinking of dropping their 9-to-5 and pursuing their passions full time?
Beyonce said, do it, right? Didn't she? She said, kick that 9-to-5. Right. But Beyonce is a billionaire, right? Right now, right? I would say, I wouldn't say drop your 9-to-5 per se, but I would say cultivate a plan. Take your PTO, take that FMLA. If you're, feeling the mental, you just need to meditate and get your mental health together, those thoughts. And then once you get well, your FMLA, you do intermittent FMLA, right? Where you go to work, you're feeling good. And then you're not feeling so good. You need to take that mental health and brainstorm your plan some more because it makes you happy, right? It feeds your mental health. And then once you cultivate, I say, a plan to, stand on a hustle, then you can leave your 9-to-5. But I don't suggest, just dropping it and kicking it to the side. I mean, I have been pushed into motherhood, single motherhood. So I kind of had the hurry up and cultivate a plan that
Right.
works for me, where it allows me the flexibility to be that parent. And shouts to my village. I'm very appreciative of that village. But I say, just keep at it. Like, as soon as you feel comfortable with your, your plan and then you leave your 9 to 5.
Yeah.
But don't just be like, oh, forget this, No, because you need the capital.
Yeah, to make it work.
Yeah.
That's really true.
I think somebody was talking about, I think she was talking about that. Or no, I'm sorry, though. I think both of them were.
Both of them
But
were.
yeah, Stephen, now it's coming back to me. Stephen was kind of talking about that.
I was gonna say
So,
there's a theme
yeah.
about following
Yeah.
your passions for this show. So
Right.
know everybody.
Right.
Take note.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I want to know, because you have been a
think-
major inspiration for that,
Aw,
for
I
me.
mean, this shows the interview's not about me, but I think you have to make a plan and work the plan.
Right,
Like,
I
even
do.
if your plan is to quit, what's the plan behind that?
Right,
If you
right.
cold turkey, it is a kick in the pants. Okay?
Right.
But I'm all for people having a soft place to land.
Right.
And I thank God for my family, my husband, Basir, and people
Mm-hmm.
who encourage me in this community, who've given me, I do a whole bunch of things, contract work, thank you, because that's kept me out of America, corporate America, and pushed me into the community doing what I love to do. So I thank you guys for that very much. Don't forget to, tip the theater, tip your
Yes.
support the people who are out here making this work the way it is. This has been lovely.
Yes, it has
Getting
been.
to talk to DJ Leroy.
Look, and getting to talk to Kay, my girl. Kay, my babe.
And we'll be right back with Last Lap. Oh, we have something for Mom. What is it? Come on, baby.
Thank you, my boo. Okay, yeah. And then she scurries off as if she's shy.
But DJ Leroy, you're an
thank you.
inspiration to me.
Thank you,
you're
boo.
one of the people who once I knew meeting you, meeting Yanni and a couple other folks, coming to Open Stage, I knew that the plan that we have for Juneteenth was going to work. And you're part of that big plan. So thank you for rocking with us all this time.
Always. Thank you.
DJ Leroy, everybody. Booker for all your parties.
Hey,
Everything else in between.
and let's celebrate at the bar
Let's
after.
celebrate the bar afterwards. DJ Lay. We'll
Thank
be
you.
right back with Last Lap.
Let's-
Yeah. Oh, wow. This has been quite the show. So usually for Last Lap, I send people to hell, but I'm gonna do a Thanksgiving poem. Are you ready? Yeah. This is untitled, but it was written by ChatGPT. If you're following me on the social medias, I am doing a series on ChatGPT, and me and ChatGPT fight every single day. It's a lot of fun. So I want to read you what we came up with today, together, actually. An ode to Thanksgiving. This Thanksgiving, as we gather round, there's laughter, jokes, and love abound. But let's face the facts as we take a look. That turkey gets less love than a cookbook. We're here for Grandma's famous pie and Uncle Joe's ribs, oh me, oh my. That turkey sits, feeling quite murky, outshine by sides. Oh, what a quirky. Is it dry, we ask, with a wink and a smile, passing gravy for miles and miles. We joke, it needs a swim or maybe a jerky. Anything to help that lonesome turkey. So we thank you for the love, the fun, the story, for the dishes that bring the real glory. Though turkey's part of the tradition's quirk, it's our laughter that's the real perk. Here's to our family, vibrant and spunky. Togetherness is our treasure, wonderfully funky. We're grateful for all from dawn till dusk, even though some of us don't eat till after dusk, but that's another story. Even for turkey with its own festive fuss. Happy Thanksgiving. I want you to know that I'm thankful for all of you. I'm thankful for everything that you guys put into this show to make it work. We have 2 more shows for the end till the end of the year, and then we're off for the month of January. I know the team is thankful for that. We will be at Narcisse Theater on December 8th, and then we'll be back for our Writers Reminisce right here to close out 2023. I know. On 12/12, it will be the last show of the year. We usually do like a holiday show, but we're going to bring the writers together to talk about all of the highs, and we're going to call them glows and grows, okay? Because we've had many of the show as we head into season 4. Season 4. So thank you all. As I say at the end of every show, clap for yourselves. Big up yourselves. You guys make this show possible. We love you so much. And we'll see you on 12/8 at Narcisse Theater. Yeah. Good night. See you later. Can we get a picture? Yeah.